So the father of anime, Hayao Miyazaki, said that the golden age of anime has passed. That brings up a good question, though. Like, what would we even consider the golden age of anime? And is it really in the rearview mirror, or are we living in it right now?
Now, for me, I think because looking at the article and kind of just gauging what was said, I would also kind of assume that he's maybe referring to somewhat like the age where he, like with the prime of Studio Ghibli, right? So, like, kind of more of the olden times, which is probably to more like mid generation type shit. I think that it's interesting because part of me wants to say yes, it has passed, because I think that a lot of my taste in anime is like older gen slash middle gen, mostly middle gen anime, right? But also you can argue, okay, nostalgia merchant. You can argue that because I am also a little bit older. I'm not that old, so like I recently I got into anime heavily like 5 years ago. The main series that I'm gonna get is from that kind of what I was told to watch initially. But I think the new stuff that's coming out now, I think we've talked about this on many occasions, I think it's still good. I think honestly we're probably still in the golden age, because when you think about it, what we're developing towards now, you even see anime like Frieren who can still kind of hit the mold of giving us this incredible story that reaches many lengths, right? But yeah, I think that we're still branching out and gaining and moving forward with where we're gaining in anime in terms of like what's being made, right? We're still pushing the boundary.
Anime is treated in such a way where it's like you can say you have peaks in anime. One of the highest peaks that I've seen in anime is definitely in the rearview mirror, although it is hard to say because we still have One Piece going on and we still have a few other anime that are still not finished. But I think it's safe to say that it's in the rearview mirror just based on where it started. Now, where it's going, we still got a lot to take care of and go over. And from what we've seen, and based off of all the reactions, I mean, recently, I just saw that One Piece is going to be presented in the Sphere in Las Vegas. Granted, that place is new, but still, like, anime, One Piece is going to be one of the first anime that's going to showcase. That's going to be insane. I don't know how much it's going to blow my wallet out of proportion. I want to see that on the big screen. Like, IMAX has nothing on what it's about to be presented against. For it to be something that just started getting, I would say, a little bit more traction in the mainstream community. We all know that there was a time where anime was like, oh, okay, you like anime? Oh, you're one of them weird motherfuckers, huh? Like, we all know that there was a time like that. Whereas now it's like, oh, you like anime? Oh, I fuck with you. What do you watch? And like so many more people are comfortable in talking about it. So it's not so much, damn, so now it's like got me thinking about my own opinion. It's like, the golden age of anime from the shows themselves are in the rearview mirror, but from what we can get from anime in terms of community engagement and what it's going to be presented and how it's going to affect the social norm, that's still coming up, and it's coming up fast.
I can agree with both of y'all to a certain extent. I do think that for Miyazaki specifically, like I introed him as the father of anime, the father of Ghibli, which brought a new light to a lot of just like the anime scene in general, with the level of quality and box office success that he was able to see with his movies, as well as other projects that he was involved in. Basically, the Ghibli movies, Akira, as well as like Dragon Ball, are really the three things like pre 21st century that you can point to in the industry that like brought a new wave of audience. And so, it might be tied to the social media age, it might be tied to anime becoming more mainstream, which we've talked about countless times. Like, for him, this could be like of course, a personal driven thing. Like, his best works came in the past. The beauty of anime being niche and on the ground level is in the past. But also, I think that as an artist like Miyazaki is himself, there has to be some like acknowledgement of the fact that there are so many things that like anime has to offer in the present day for up and coming creators, mangaka getting their series adapted, animators, even as hellish as the anime industry may be. um there's no telling, like in an era where we now have social media, where we now know here in Houston, Texas, there in Illinois, what's going on in Japan. Like, we know what the animators at Mappa, we know their names, we know their Twitters, we can access them on occasion, and we can hear their complaints, we can hear their voices, and they can be heard. Imagine what that was like when Miyazaki was in his prime. What the Ghibli animators were dealing with or wanting to say or whatever. Just that level of progression in the industry is something that, like, for you to say that, like, the golden age is past. So I guess the golden age was when you could kind of get away with all that stuff not being heard, huh? Like, between that, between like Ichiban mentioned, just the level of opportunity that, like, a movie like the Haikyuu movie is about to be given, being in IMAX this weekend. The Code Geass movie is gonna get US theater airings. Hey,
Hey.
shout out, man! It's in theaters tomorrow. I can't fucking wait. But, like, those things weren't happening 10 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. So when we talk about a golden age, of course, like, there's a level of quality that you can love and reminisce, that Yu Hakusho and early JoJo's and early Dragon Ball and Evangelion and Rurouni Kenshin and even the Big Three, and even if you want to go into the 2000s with Death Note and all that, yes, there's a level of quality that you may just, like, not see in present art, but there are so many things in this industry that have changed for the better, and honestly, it just brings to each individual person, like, what is your golden age of anime, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. And again, this is just a very interesting conversation, because I do think it kind of like it encompasses so many different things you can go into in terms of what you think. Because I think you could even say there's different golden ages for like each genre of anime, right? Like there was the golden age of shonen. There's that's not a genre. Fuck. The golden age of battle shonen. Let me correct myself. The golden age of isekai, right? Which I think came, kind of after SAO, when for the isekai boom began. That was probably the golden age, because after that it got too bloated, so it became ass, right? But then you got the golden age of romance, which I think you could argue is kind of now almost, in terms of just how many romances are happening. But even before that, the golden age of just everything in general, the golden age of Shonen Jump manga, the golden age. It's just so many different things you could discuss in terms of what is the golden age of which, the golden age of quality, the golden age of animation. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different ones. So I do think there's a lots to discuss in terms of that. I do also want to say that in terms of Ichiban's point earlier too, I think that just how much acclaim anime is getting, how much it's starting to branch out, you could argue that it even brings more eyes into anime in terms of people wanting to bring it forward, push the boundaries. So with more people getting into it, there's also going to be more people that want to create it. We recently even saw RDC Worlds making their own anime. There's going to be people who are trying to make their own anime, trying to push the boundaries forward, creating new things that you could argue is going to be soon. But then the counter argument to that, this is a lot of yapping, by the way, but the counter argument to that would also be the creativity initially, where there wasn't anything to go off of beforehand, could also arguably be the golden age, because it's like, wow, like there's just so much being pushed that it's like so much is happening all at once, right? Where you have your Dragon Ball, which comes in and just completely changes the scope of everything. You have your, even when SAO came out in 2013, because that's, prior to this age of anime, you would say, like that broadened the horizons of what anime could be in terms of isekai. It's just so many different, things that you can discuss.
Like, I'm trying to pick up some more anime that aren't specifically shonen or battle shonen anime, because the different
Like
genres.
That is
Like
one. That is one. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I just want to give credit to all the genres out there. I don't want to focus more on battle shonen, because I know, even though, in my opinion, it's battle shonen that kind of laid the foundation for what anime is able to come out today. That's not always going to be battle shonen, and honestly, I'm kind of tired of it. I want to be able to watch some romance, some comedy, slice of life. Isekai is cool, but it's also like, Truck Hunt is done with me. I'm done with that.
Tired of getting
Fucking that
rammed,
kind
I
of
understand.
stuff. Right. Yeah. Pause. But yeah.
did you say railed?
Rammed.
Oh.
You get it? It's a double entendre, like getting rammed into, right?
Relax, Kendrick.
By a ram truck. Come on.
Oh, I wasn't sure where you were going with that. Okay, I see.
Realize, man. Gotta get on the
Don't say that. Come on, bro. Kardiac, you've lost our respect for me.
Hey, man.
Ha. Um,
You just don't
Okay.
know them, man. You just don't have to realize. Like, I
But
don't know
yeah,
what to
so
tell you.
quick a quick Google search, and I just found that in a lot of people's opinions, between the 1960s and the 1970s, that's how far back we're going. This is considered to be the golden age of anime, like just
Astro Boy?
globally opinion based.
okay, see who wrote the article? Is it
Man,
Archibald? Is that who wrote the article? Is it Archie? Is that who wrote that?
This is
no, it's not
literally
Archie.
Can we
Astro Boy
fact check
Speed
it?
Racer. Like
It's yeah. So it's gonna be
Ooh,
Astro Boy, Speed Racer, and Mobile Suit Gundam. That's what was created during that
Ultraman.
time.
We're talking about
Ultraman. Oh man, Ultraman.
when the original Devilman was written. I think the original Devilman was written in '68.
I should actually have Twitter pulled up.
And so that's like the
Original.
foundation of the anime industry. Because then it leads to the 80s and 90s, and that's when we saw the big three. That's when we saw Dragon Ball, Naruto, we saw Sailor Moon, Neon Genesis, Evangelion, and that's what really kind of swept the nation for those who were able to catch a glimpse of history
Yeah.
being made.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go into the 2000s and 2010s where we have newer shows coming out standing on the shoulders of giants. And things from there on is just now what we know it as now.
Right. I think for my opinion, like that's where I kind of go is that little 2010 section to me kind of felt like that sweet spot where like there
Okay.
hasn't been too much done, but there's been enough to kind of backpack off of. That's
Mhm.
kind of where my head always goes. It's like that kind of section. Or the 2010/2000s. That's kind of my sweet spot, I kind of think in a way for the
That's your
golden
G spot.
age.
Yeah.
You could say that.
The G,
I
the
no, I
G
completely
age.
agree with you. And
the
if you'll
PH.
allow me to all right, stop. Cut it out. So the way that I kind of see this as is the same way that how I see in video games terms, how I see Fortnite and PUBG. PUBG came out before Fortnite, if I'm not mistaken. It was a popular game amongst its community, and I didn't play it, and I didn't know too many people who did. And if you played it, you were a little odd. But then when Fortnite came out with the same concept, just with different graphics, suddenly it was holy shit! Everyone needs a battle royale right now. If you don't have one, you're behind. You're lost in the times. Your game is cooked. It's not popular. So it's like, was Fortnite an original idea? No. Is it? It's standing on the shoulder of a giant known as PUBG and other shooter games, and it created something, a community like no other. Like what?
Yeah.
Like bro, this game literally has concerts, or it had concerts inside of it, and it had millions of people join in on those concerts. Like that's insane. I've
Crazy.
never seen that done in any other game. In my personal opinion, it's a little ridiculous, but that's just how dedicated the community was. And it's not. I mean, it's not targeted for a consumer like me. Obviously, people like the idea of what just happened, and it got its numbers. And this is how anime is. This anime is the same way. I wasn't there when Astro Boy and Speed Racer Mobile Suit Gundam were going on. I wish I was, because holy fuck, that age sounded fucking amazing. Mobile Suit Gundam making its what's it called, debut in Ready Player One, bro. When I saw that, I was no way. That's crazy. I don't know if you all remember that scene where he pulls out the mech glove and starts fighting Godzilla. That was
In
that
Ready
was
Player
that was
One,
nice. Yeah, in Ready Player One, you don't remember that?
that movie, the second half of that movie is a blur to me. Like in terms of like who they were fighting and who was on screen. I know there was a lot of like properties and just stuff thrown in there, but I wasn't paying that much attention to that movie. Yeah.
So then that brings me to my next point. Don't do drugs. kids. Don't do drugs.
I don't know.
Are
I
you-
don't know where
are you
Richard
disagreeing,
I think
River?
Richard Jefferson is coming. No, that's not. I wasn't disagreeing. I was just. It was just curious statement.
just to throw the question out there, especially for our elderly on cast, Alex and Ichiban,
You're looking.
in
You're looking.
your
Fuck
in your long lives,
fuck you.
Your
it-
long life.
over the course of your decades on the planet.
God.
And we have
Hey, another one.
another
He's been
nursing
on the
home
planet
patient has
Leon.
joined us.
Yo,
The disrespect
Yo.
is just.
To let
Sorry.
you guys know, you guys will be wiping my ass in the future.
okay. Sorry, I'm
You
late.
know,
boys,
actually,
but thanks
I
for the
think-
You
invite.
good? You good?
You could. I don't know.
I think
Alex,
after
why did
a
you say
certain
that?
age- Alex, I want to help you do that. I want to help you get Kardiac to wipe your ass when you're old.
What the fuck?
I have some legal measures already in place that I've looked up. It's like, how can I get revenge on all the people that hated me? And it's like, when I'm old, I would legally have them forced to take care of me.
You know, I just realized I gotta go.
Richard Jefferson, don't go.
It's been fun.
It's been a great
No,
30
Mr.
seconds.
Mr. Rogers, don't go.
What's it called? I was gonna ask, especially to people who have been watching anime, just over a longer course of time. What? That wasn't even a joke.
I got called
It
old.
wasn't even an old joke.
It wasn't.
It
River's just a
wasn't.
dickhead.
What would y'all consider y'all's personal golden age of anime? Just to catch RJ and Alex up a little bit. Our father amongst gods and amongst men, Miyazaki,
Bro.
said the golden age of anime is over.
Who wants to go
So
first?
He did, yes.
So
you
what
remember
would y'all
Steamboat
consider
Willie?
your personal golden age?
I mean, you could say the 1900s. I mean, I know you might want to go back to the 1870s.
Okay.
River,
Somebody take
the
this-
1930s.
Somebody
Okay.
turn this fucking camera off.
Yeah,
Okay,
somebody-
I got
Whose kid is this? Go ahead, RJ.
I got two hot takes, right?
Mm.
Alright.
About this entire topic. One is not really a hot take, it's pretty safe. I'm pretty sure the community would still fuck with me if I said this. When someone says the golden age of anime, I normally think of early 2000s era. So like 2000s through 2012 basically. A lot of the classics that we continue to hype up today came out during that time. I mean, and anything besides, you still got the 90s with, Evangelion and Bebop and all that stuff. But then, you got 2000s with Samurai Champloo, Gurren Lagann, the big three, like like any other influential battle shonen imaginable came out during that time. Even Dragon Ball made its return with Dragon Ball Z Kai at that point. One Piece was starting to pop off worldwide. And then you got, your other sleeper hitters like, Land of Lustrous, Made in Abyss, Paranoia Agent, anything Satoshi Kon did, which I think was like late 90s, early 2000s, either way. But things like that. I mean, Miyazaki says the golden age of anime is over. I mean, his golden age was the early 2000s, Spirited Away, like House Moving Castle. Like, let's be honest here, a bunch of the classics that people continue to call classics came out during the 2000 to 2012 era. I mean, Attack on Titan, Kill la Kill, Sword Art Online. Like, the list can go on, right? We could be here for days listing anime that came out during that era.
Sword Art Online.
Not really, but it was influential. Was it good? Yeah, no. But it was influential. Now, my second hot take is that this is where I'm gonna get a lot of slack for it.
Oh, here we go.
Right now.
Wait, what?
Right now. I think Miyazaki is wrong. And it's hard for me to say because he is my favorite director, but I think he's fucking wrong.
But you're better.
I think the golden age of anime is, I think we are currently in one of the golden ages of anime. And I think anyone who is not saying that is, one, not watching enough anime, or two, not watching anime at all, right? They're
it's
on
a
their
golden
trash
age. I think
taste.
it's
They're
more
not
like a
watching anime.
renaissance.
So like, I mean, because with even the recent years, because right, I consider this new age of anime generation to kind of start with, I guess I would probably go back to as early as 2017. I kind of want to go back to 2015, but I'd just, play it safe, 2017 till now. We've been getting, bangers after bangers. I mean, from anime, the anime originals has been killing it, right? Whether people watch it or not, the anime original has been killing it. We've been breaking records. I mean, for the first time in history, a show beat One Piece in sales. Like that's hasn't happened in over 20 years. And Demon Slayer did that. JJK is currently topping the charts as well. We even have older anime coming back to do reboots, like Urusei Yatsuda. Sailor Moon came back as well. Like, let's be honest here. Like, I think we are currently in a golden age of anime. That being said, with this age, the only downfall of this age is the massive amounts of anime that's being produced. Because with all the good stuff we have an equal amount of garbage that no one wants to address. And that is the garbage fantasies, the garbage isekais, the garbage one-offs, whatever else they're making on the sidelines. So there is a debate here, but that's my answer. Early 2000s and now, I would think, are the golden age.
I can agree with the current. I was saying earlier that I think that there's so many luxuries and methods that are now accepted on how to broadcast anime, how to market anime, how to recognize some of the troubles in the industry and then bring those to light and then just better the industry for everyone as a whole, that like are present nowadays, that are even removed from just the bare bones like quality of series, that are removed from just the bare bones amount of sales that this magazine can now get because it's digital, and now people are finding these series that have been coming out weekly for years. Even beyond that, there's so many advantageous things about the industry now. But even if we want to take it to sheer quality, I do agree with you. This just like the way that anime can be produced now. There's so many series that are being produced that can now be like cult classics that 15, 20 years ago just didn't have the amount of studios to do it, didn't have the amount of producers that wanted to put up the money for it. And because of that, River's favorite comedy of the year can have an anime because it wouldn't have 15 years ago. Alex, how do you feel about all this?
Well, River being I'll leave River alone. He's been having a rough week, so I'll leave him alone. I'll stop joking about him. That's Ichiban's job. So, let's see. The golden age of anime, I think, is 2000 to 2012, like RJ said. But I think him saying right now is the golden age of anime. I think I want to say no on that, because like the things I remember him saying was that we have these bad anime. So I think we're currently at the end of it, post golden age of anime. So we're having these good animes, but we're also having these tremendous amounts of like really bad anime. So we're at the end of the golden age. So I think within the next 5 years, we're gonna have like really surplus of anime that nobody really wants to watch or that doesn't really find good enough. So overall, I think we're at the tail end of it, and I think that the further we go, I think it's gonna get much worse, because we're gonna get so much media to digest that we're gonna be like, there's so much crap that we don't know what's good, and you're gonna have to figure out what it is good by just mentally just going through each anime. You know how long that's gonna take? It's gonna take like days on end, maybe a year, maybe more. Than to like 1 to 2, 3 years to figure out what is good right now. But I think we're at the tail end of it. We're at the post golden age of anime right now.
The only reason I would counteract that is because I feel like the goalpost isn't moving. With just the political climate of the world in general, the world is becoming more accepting of concepts and people that they were not accepting of before, and thus we are getting a plethora of variety of stories. Basically, Japan is becoming less conservative, basically. So because of that, we are getting a variety of plethora of new stories that would have never been adapted all these years ago. And like, because like the goalpost, like people don't like to say it, right? But as much as, you know, you can say they're not the entirety of anime, and I would agree with you, what Shueisha and Shonen Jump does moves the goalpost for anime in general, right? If it can land in Shonen Jump, that means people are open to it, right? And we are seeing this new age of people that are more open to just more than action shows in Shonen Jump. Like a manga like Blue Box in Shonen Jump could not survive Jump 20 years ago. That would have not have been a thing, right? And Jump has had romance manga before, right? This Blue Box is not revolutionary. Jump has several romance mangas, but no one's ever heard of them. No one watched the anime. No one bought the manga like that outside of Japan. They didn't become worldwide popularity. But now Jump can publish romance, and people are watching that romance because now the shonen fans, which make, you know, a good chunk of the anime community, are now watching more things than action shows. And now we can get shows like a Blue Box. We can get shows like a Don that push that boundary, like a Chainsaw Man, that push that boundary of what was before. And thus, you know, hopefully this trickles down to like the lesser known titles, like a shoujo title or a josei title or something like that, that can now get published. I mean, we're starting to see, you know, the resurgence of shoujo anime with, you know, A Sign of Affection and things like that, A Condition Called Love this season, et cetera, et cetera. But I can't disagree with you completely, because you are right. There are so many terrible shows out there. Like, I'm looking at this season right now, like so many knocks off fantasies. I was reincarnated as a book, and now it's my last chance at survival. I don't
No
fucking
way,
know,
I haven't
right?
heard about
Like, and they air in surplus every season. We're getting slightly more of them than we are getting good shows. For every free run, there's like 10 other garbage shows airing, right? So it's like, I see your point. I see your point. I do.
I think anime is turning into modern art right now. We don't know how to distinguish what's good art and to like what. Like, it's like when you go to a museum, you know it's art. Like, you go see the Mona Lisa, the Van Gogh, etc. And you have the modern art now, and you're like, this looks like crap. I don't know what this represents. And I think that's where anime is right now. Well, not yet. I'm not gonna say it's right there. We're at the post golden age of it. But I think in the future, within the next couple of years, I think we'll get to that point where, like, I don't know what's good anymore.
Yeah.
We've been
Nice.
shown
No.
so much garbage that we just don't know what's good.
And the thing is that we also have I don't know if anybody's seen it. It's just me. It's a media thing where everything's a remix. I mean, anybody who has a chance to watch it, you'll figure out that mostly every media, film, TV show is a remix of a different show, but just like twisted with a different idea. So,
Oh yeah,
when you find
Hollywood's
out-
dead.
yeah,
Hollywood is
it's like
dead.
TV shows, movies, like the Godzilla movies, all that. And you're like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess we're reviving certain things that we can't create new things off the top of our head, thinking not without like, oh, if I think of a new idea, it's gonna be garbage.
When it comes to the golden age and such, and I get your point, Alex, about, you know, unoriginality, lack of quality, or whatever. In all art forms, there's
All of them.
it's the most subjective thing in the world, like quite literally. We're talking about creative means that are only available to make because of a level of individual freedom that we have in this point in time in human history, in this country, in Japan, in the West, in the East. It doesn't matter. That's the only way that like these stories are able to come about. So if the great, like with the great also comes the flops. Like Miyazaki's first film wasn't a world-selling Ghibli film. It wasn't. It was probably garbage. Like George Lucas's first movie was probably ass. Like same with mangaka. Like the first thing Kishimoto wrote was probably ass. And I can definitely say that because I know the last thing he wrote was ass. Right? So like when it comes to art, if you're the only way to have the gates open to allow the greats of the greats, the most legendary things, to have a golden age, is to also have a bronze. It's also to have a Stone Age. It's also to have an Iron Age where you're figuring shit out. It looks ugly. There's truly a dime, not a dozen, not 2 dozens, not a baker's, but like in a million. And like the only way to get to an era where everything in Jump is like literally the best manga out is to have a 10-year stretch to where they're canceling like 10 series a year. Now, will that ever happen? No. But it's the pursuit of that. It's the pursuit of perfecting your craft. It's the pursuit of making the perfect story. Now, we can argue about like what gets the closest to that, and right now to a lot of people it's Frieren. But I think that we're at a good point to where we have social media, and we have Mal, we have AnyList, we have podcasts. So there's enough lanes out there for people to say like, hey, this thing is garbage. Don't watch it. Don't give it the attention. Or we have parts of the internet and parts of the world where people can congregate and be like, people say this is bad, but it's one of my favorites. I find it campy. I know it's outdated, but I like this. I know it's a harem. I know it's cheesy. I know it's tropey, but I just it's something that I like. And so in an era to where anime is the most progressive that it's come in terms of the industry being more available, the art being more available, and there being more than ever, in order to reach those peaks, I think it comes with the drought. I think it comes with the bottom of the barrel. Now, if we're gonna try to find the era that probably has the highest level, at least of what I've seen, to be consistent quality, which would basically be my golden age, I think it's like the mid 2010s. I think the level of diversity that especially me as a primarily shonen viewer and reader was able to reach in the mid 2010s not only paved the way for where we are right now, but it was like genuinely good series, not just good for Weekly Shonen Jump, not just good for the shonen demographic, but like a good mystery in Promised Neverland, a good swordsman manga in Demon Slayer, a good cooking anime in Food Wars, a good scientific post-apocalyptic story like Dr. Stone, a good superhero story like My Hero Academia. Like, those are so many complete, and that's at the same time as One Piece. That's at the same time for some of those series as the end of Naruto. That's at the same time as Gintama. It's at the same time as Black Clover. It's at the same time as the throw in a few chapters of some stuff that would get canceled or just overlap. Haikyuu is also in there. There was so much variety, and I don't think that we had as much of the bottom of the barrel just because we were still transitioning into the true seasonal age. The isekai boom hadn't truly struck and reared its head yet. And it was just a transitionary period. So I think that would be like my happy golden medium when it comes to anime.
All right. Sidebar. Hear me out. Right. Spring 2024. Samurai Champloo was airing. Same season. Monster was airing.
Same season.
What year? Oh, 2000.
Spring 2004.
I thought you said 24. I was like, what the hell?
Okay,
He
yeah,
definitely said 2024. No,
I thought you said 2024.
Okay,
That's
well,
why I
I
was
meant
like, wait, what the
2004.
fuck?
I meant
Your
2004.
years
Either way.
correct, please.
Monster, Samurai Champloo airing in the same season. That's not enough for you? You got Naruto airing in the same season. The original Fullmetal Alchemist airing in the same season. One Piece airing in the same season. Inuyasha airing in the same season. Like, and then, of course, Kiss Coast is still going on. But
Dragon Ball 2.
never ending. And if you want to take it all the way back, Prince of Tennis, Zatch Bell, Bo, like
Yes.
Crayon Shin-Chan. Fucking Mega Man was still airing.
Jump
and-
shooter.
And this is just 2004. Like, we can go to 2005 because at the tail end of fall 2004, Bleach would air its first episodes. School Rumble, Beck, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Like, come on. Like,
the amount of anime. The amount of anime back then that was just like peaking was definitely great.
But I do want to say that as I'm saying this, a lot of anime fans nowadays would have not picked up most of the titles I just dropped. Right? I'm gonna be honest with you.
You don't think so?
I think a lot of anime fans would have been like, "What is that?" Maybe for like Samurai Champloo, but I feel like a lot of anime fans, maybe Monster, maybe they would have recognized Monster. But
yeah.
Them slow
Monster,
Inuyasha,
I think.
Inuyasha would have went right over their head. Zatch Bell would have went right over their head. Case closed. No one's watching that. Too many episodes.
No one's watching Case.
One Piece. If you're already not into One Piece, they already know One Piece. But it's just like that would probably went over the head. Which is brings us to my next point: is no one wants to say it's the current generation because no one feels like their current generation is the golden age, right? Back in 2005, I'm pretty sure we went back then. If we asked them what the golden age was, they probably would have said the 90s. Right? They wouldn't have said them right now, but like we're saying them, right? We're like, but you guys have all of this, and you guys have Bleach, and they're like, what the fuck is Bleach, right? Like to them, it's nothing, right? But you give it years, and then suddenly, this random anime Bleach that aired in 2004 is known as the Big Three, right? So who knows? Like, right? Maybe 10 years from now, we'll look back and be like, damn, what a time.
I mean, you could say that. I do think one thing I was thinking about is that the shows that were like breaking records like back in the day, I guess, in terms of like your One Pieces, the big three in general, whatever else, right? And then you go to like today, and the shows that are breaking those records are like Demon Slayer and JJK, and it's like the quality to me isn't the same in terms of the shows that are like breaking ground and going crazy. I mean, you could argue a free run. I think that's one that competes, right? But in terms of the shows from that era, I think that era, the shows that were rising to popularity, that were the great classics we see, were better than what we're getting now that are like blowing to the popular scenes. And that could also be the expansion of anime and just growing into more people seeing it. So the ones that are maybe not quite as deep or don't have as much depth to them, maybe they're just getting more popular. I mean, you could argue again that the big three didn't really have that, because I think those three themselves have a good quality and were extremely popular. But I just think that that is a difference, as well as we've talked a lot about how many anime are being made, and there's just so much just being shot out that I think that back in the other eras, it was taking more time into terms of what they're actually going to do, in terms of which anime we're getting picked to make, etc. Because you may get a season like 2004, 2005, 2011. You're seeing these seasons where or years where there's just so much quality, and there wasn't as many bad shows, but now you get a lot of quality and a lot of bad. Whereas, like, I mean, I was just thinking about this. I feel like some of the tournament brackets we've had recently for years may not have been as much depth from other years, but I think the quality out front in terms of that was better. Like you look at I think a 2011 or whatever, where like it was like the Steins Gate, Madoka Magica, Hunter x Hunter, etc. That were coming out around this time, where it's like those top end shows, or 2004 like RJ mentioned, where those like top end shows would be very, very competitive for like how good they are. But then you look at like some of the past years where it's like even last year, where sure, like there is a top end heavy, but I think that those shows won't be looked at quite as much as classics as those other ones. I could be wrong. I could just be yapping, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Spring 2006, Oran High School Host Club, Gintama, Black Lagoon, Haruhi Suzumiya, Nana, Air Gear, XX Holic, like School Rumble, second season, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, like Digimon Data Squad. We can ignore Digimon Data Squad, but
I was muted. I was saying big year for women. That's a crazy year for female protagonists.
Yeah. Spring 2006. Oh my goddess.
And should be protagonists, aka Remy.
One of the OG harems.
Doesn't Studio Ghibli do a good job at keeping their main protagonists like a female?
Most of them, yeah.
What?
I mean,
aren't they all?
Like you could also compare that to like this season, like spring 2024, and I don't think you're not getting that level. You're just not.
I mean,
unless
look,
I'm wrong.
We look at some stuff with age, or like that's longer. as just and put them in like a higher tier of like greatness. But like in actuality, what's the difference in quality between Haruhi Suzumiya and like I know it's not coming out this season, but like A Sign of Affection? What's the difference in quality there? It's nothing. They're the
That's an
same
odd
level of story, if not like
Uh,
Suzumiya worse.
that's an odd comparison. I feel
I
like
mean,
you're going to.
it's apples to oranges, but like,
Yeah.
let me think of a better. What am
Like,
I
I mean, I don't
watching?
know. The only one from right now that's coming out that I could really see being at that level. I mean, unless you want to count Spy Somewhere, but it's a remake. I mean, like Mushoku Tensei is probably like the only, unless I'm tripping, where we'd be like, damn, like that came out, that's crazy, like classic. You know, I don't know.
But I
But
also I don't think like is Haruhi Suzumiya a classic or is it just like a good anime that's now old to people?
you may just be looking at Haruhi Suzumiya. You may be looking at that one
Haruhi,
too specifically.
I mean, I could
Har-
I'll go back to one of these years and just pick something
Haruhi
random. Fall
was
of
like
2005.
one of the shows you had to watch when I first started watching anime. Haruhi was like one of these shows because her face was everywhere, right? Like
Yeah.
she was like the waifu. Like every anime magazine, every convention, Haruhi's face was everywhere. Like she was like convention mascot 101. Like it was like, where is that girl from? That's kind of what I don't know what the equivalent of that would be today. It'd be kind of like Haruhi was what Marin Kitagawa was from My Dress Up Darling if the hype for My Dress Up Darling continued, like just kept going. Like if Maureen kept being the face that kept being everywhere and the hype didn't die down, that's what Haruhi was. Because Haruhi, I watched Haruhi like it came out in 2005. I watched that shit in like 2010. Her face was still everywhere. Like that's why Haruhi it has a legacy. I don't know if I would consider it a classic. It's more so of just a staple in the community. It was like, oh, have you seen Haruhi?
I mean,
No, okay.
And I can respect that, but number one, like I just know, and this is partially just due to the fact that like I kind of study social media and like media trends, and I know that like life cycles of series and of characters and of cultural zeitgeist just doesn't last that long. Like that's not how that works. Like even Marin, like she was the it girl until the next anime with a horny protagonist that like couldn't realize it, and then with an outlandish girl,
Yeah,
that was all over him. And also, this is what I mean by like we look at we tend to over romanticize things, and it's not even necessarily like what's it called, nostalgia, because like most of us weren't watching in the season of winter 2006, but like just like there are older legendary like seasons or eras. It also works differently because just there was less seasonal stuff that happened back then. But anyway, like I'm looking at winter 2006. The only thing, and this is skewed, it's Mal. The only thing rated above a 8 that premiered this season was Major season 2. Then you have like Ergo Proxy, Ayakashi, a Japanese classic horror, Fate Stay Night, the original, Studio Dean adaptation. You have Wreck. You have what's this? Something Rescue Wings, and these are all like mid-series. Like those mid-seasons always exist. Those series with like one thing that's worth watching, those have always existed. You're always gonna have your legendaries, and then it's different a little bit because, like I mentioned, just the way that anime distribution and airing has like adapted over years. Like, yes, those were the anime that premiered that season, but if you turn on TV, you were still watching Mushishi Weekly, One Piece Weekly, Eureka 7 Weekly, Naruto Bleach Weekly, I Shield 21 Weekly. Like, you were still watching that. You were still watching Shin-Chan weekly while all of this was airing. But like, we don't have that persistent Demon Slayer on in the background throughout all of this. We don't have that persistent Blue Lock still airing for 3 straight years. But because of that, in all actuality, if we're going to just judge the level of quality of like Blue Lock when it finishes, or even My Hero when it finishes, compared to a weekly show that got that caught up to its manga 3 times during its airing and then had to fill out with filler. The quality of like people will say that like the older thing is better, but it's not. It's not. You're romanticizing it because you forgot those weeks that you were watching and you were watching stuff that won't matter 3 months from now. Like it's just a better experience. It's a better viewing experience. It is a better produced product that is more in line with the original direction or vision of the author.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I will say though, in terms of like classics, I was looking through like but I mean, even back in the day, I do kind of see what you're saying because like we may pick out these seasons, but like how many of these seasons really were there? And you look at just how many good anime are coming out now, even though we may not be getting a lot of great anime every year. There's a lot of good anime every year. I think we can say that. So even looking through these, you may get like one great anime per season, maybe two. But good, there's like a good, usually you're gonna get about 5 to 10 that are good quality anime. You know what I'm saying? So I think it could kind of go both ways. I think the amount of good anime that are coming out has increased, but I think the amount of great anime has possibly decreased. But again, Kardiac has a point with the over romanticizing because maybe we are putting things at great status that may not even deserve it when it comes down to it. So
I do agree that the death of long running series is probably the best thing anime has ever done. When I say the death of long running series, I mean the death of continuing long running series, right? People still doing what One Piece is currently doing, right? I think One Piece and Case Closed are the only ones still really going on besides, the episodic and technical anime, the Japanese SpongeBob's that are still going on. But I think
RJ,
go for it.
It seems to me that death doesn't even stop these anime. Because, as I recall, there is one anime that might be coming back from the dead.
Oh my god. It's not. It's not.
Hunter x Hunter.
That anime won't finish.
It's coming back in the manga.
God.
In the manga, Hunter x Hunter is coming back. That's a given. And with that being said, so will the anime. There is no doubt about it.
You're gonna make me say it. I don't want to.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying like long running anime are dead because we still have long running anime. I'm saying continuously long running anime, basically. So
for 52 weeks of the year,
love it or hate it, but I mean, from my recent memory, correct me if I'm wrong, My Hero was the first to do this, right? They knew My Hero was going to be a long-running series, right? But they didn't continue it on a weekly basis. They're like, no, we're going to release it by seasons. And now, literally every other long-running series like My Hero is following suit. Everything's coming out by seasons. The only ones that are still continuing dropping episodes weekly, still doing that filler mess, is One Piece. It's One Piece, and no one's watching Case Closed, so I don't know how much filler Case Closed has, but I can assume a lot, right?
And ironically, the counterpart to My Hero Black Clover may have been where that died because it got postponed. Like we see what happens, I guess, when you go through that, and that was literally shown right now.
Even because before Black Clover, there was World Trigger was a very long running series. World Trigger ran for like 70 something episodes its initial run, and then they stopped it. And that was kind of Toei kind of being like, we're gonna try seasonal, right? And they came back with World Trigger season 2 and season 3 the next year. And if you've ever seen World Trigger, let me tell you, the quality from season 1 to season 2 is just astronomical. Like it feels like a completely different show. It just so much better. And then season 3, they'd even take it up even further. And you're just like, okay, yeah, I don't want long running stuff back anymore. The only reason we're getting the quality of One Piece we're getting now is because it's One Piece. That's it.
And also because they backloaded. Like they intentionally slack off on certain episodes to, put more people on the staff at Toei on the Gear 5 episodes. Like they do that.
And I mean, you can even, to gear towards the current anime point, you could even say, or argue like, oh, well, with Kardiac's point, the viewing experience, we will likely not have to deal with needing a one pace for an anime. Again, hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Not saying it will happen, but we probably won't need it.
Horimiya.
No, I don't know.
What do you mean about
The
well,
correct
I don't know
viewing order.
if that
Okay.
that
is the downside to it, right? Because they're starting to well, they've always been doing this, right? They've always released a show and didn't know if it was going to hit or not, right? And to be honest, I don't know what these production companies are thinking, because Horimiya is one of the top rated manga of all time. Like, so I don't know why they thought Horimiya the anime wasn't going to hit and decided to skip around in the manga. Beyond me, right? I don't know what Cloverworks does. Beyond me, but it's a hit or miss, right? It just depends on does the production company producing your anime have faith in their product, right? Because we can look at something like a Chainsaw Man that everyone thought was going to be the next big thing. It did well.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't do as well as everyone thought it was. I mean, to be honest, I kind of blame Mappa for producing 12 episodes. I mean, great 12 episodes, right? But let's be honest, it's literally they dropped the weakest arc in the series and said, "This is Chainsaw Man. This is what was hyped." I was like, "No,
I think we're allowed to give Mappa a pass on some things just because of
but
what was going on.
Then
Wait,
again,
you can't
don't
say
know,
that.
Right?
I'm sorry, RJ. I won't let Ichiban get away with this, because literally, I don't know if it was last episode or last week, we sat here and judged 2 Mappa works, and you consistently praised Hell's Paradise for its half-assed fucking adaptation, half-assed action, dropping the ball on, and no, look at him ducking. Look at him ducking. I'm on to you. I'm on to you. Yeah. Come here. Come here, buddy. I got you. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You've been caught red-handed.
You got him.
You give Mappa the disrespect. Oh, not disrespect. We love the animators. We love the anime, but you hold Mappa accountable. Continue, Sage RJ. I apologize.
No. I was just saying, it's like it's a hit or miss because it's a downside of seasonals, right? Because no one knows what's gonna hit, and it's also the downside of the new era. We have so many anime coming out that it's just like we don't know what's gonna hit. Even things that are supposed to hit don't hit as much, because manga readers can hype up Chainsaw Man all day, but with anime watchers like myself, we're not reading a bunch of manga like that. So it's just like, we're like, this is what you guys are hyping up, these 12 episodes, this was it, right? And as a Chainsaw Man manga reader, I can be like, wait, you gotta wait for it. Why would I wait for it when there's 10 other good shows right here for me to watch that are just equally as well produced? Why would I wait for it, right? So it's just like, and then on the flip side, you have something like a Horimiya, where it's like, this is just a random rom-com we're finally giving an anime to, and it becomes, what it was going to become because the manga sales speak for itself. So it's like, you're tossing your hat up, and you don't know if you're going to land on it or not, right? Certain shows, of course, you're going to land on it, right? I mean, no, let me not. I was about to jinx Don. Let me not. Let me not. Let me not. Before we get it, let me not.
I'm fearful for my boy Don.
I just want to point out in the chat that Urzi said anything pre-2000s is not the golden age of anime. Or he said wrong, which I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. And now he's giving facts, but it's also like, am I going to read those after that sentence? Probably not. I think somebody else do that.
I think the 90s, per se, because the 80s they were on
that long ass golden age. Bro said 1999.
Pause. Hold on. He said actually the 70s were the goated time. Okay,
he's
all
close.
Right, so Urzi, you earned yourself.
Some
credit.
No. I think the 90s were the building blocks of what we got in the early 2000s, and the early 2000s were the building blocks of what we're getting now, right? And they just kept building on each other, and where we're at now. As for like the 80s and prior,
I don't understand sarcasm.
they were like, the 80s OVA era, they were just doing fuck ever. Go watch an anime 80s OVA. They were just doing fuck ever. Like, when I say fuck ever, I mean like Devilman Crybaby fuck ever. Like, you think Devilman Crybaby was bad? That was the 80s. That was 80s anime. That's just the norm.
Okay, but can you blame them? Do you know, like, all right, so I'm not sure if we can talk about this. Do you know how many people were on drugs in the 80s? Like, come on now, let's be honest.
True.
I'm dead.
But
like,
yeah,
you're gonna get something like Devilman Crybaby.
They were just doing. If you're fans of Devilman Crybaby, if you haven't seen 80s anime, you're gonna fall in love.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love them, like, because that's what 80s anime were. Like, you think Devilman Crybaby was bad? Shit.
While we're kind of on the topic of like older anime and how they would fare, what are some shows that either come from, you know, if you listed a golden age that was before today, or that you just like watched growing up that you think would be able to be made today with, you know, our current level of attention spans and whatever? What anime from you growing up do you think would last today? Would or wouldn't? Would or wouldn't?
I want to disagree with RJ and say that Zatch Bell would last.
You say Zatch Bell would last?
It would, yeah. I think if they I think if they remastered it, like, you know, like up the graphics.
I agree.
Then it would be something, you know, that people would watch. I really like the idea.
Hell no, bro. I've seen Zatch Bell. No, hell no.
Why not? Hold on. Okay, so he doesn't say anything this whole stream, and you want to come at me about Zatch Bell? All right, go ahead, Alex. Let's hear it.
Zatch Bell wasn't that good, and it's like another ripoff of fucking Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh put together, and I think that's what arises from it. It's just that one of those like popular ass moments where like it's sold like fucking cards. It wasn't that good. There
were books. First of all, they had books because
they used
to
sell
actually
cards
learned
too.
how to read.
They used to sell cards. Anime. There used to be a card game, and it tried to do its own shit. It tried to do its own.
I mean,
shit,
but that was a trend, though. I don't think you can blame a series from being a part of a trend when it was a part of the trend.
But I could blame them for not doing it well enough. Like fucking everybody knows Digimon and their fucking cards, and the same shit with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wait,
I don't think Zatch Bell will do good now. Yeah,
I thought they had the Digivices.
Yeah, they had like a card game too.
Everyone had a card game.
Yeah,
but did everyone have a Digivice though?
I guess
I'll pull mine out right now. I'll pull it out.
You're not cool. you're not cool for having Digimon toys. You're not.
Digimon monsters.
Hold on. Can you pan your camera to a certain direction where I can see a figurine in your background real quick? Could you
a figurine?
Do that for me?
Oh, I talked about me. I don't have a figurine.
Oh, you talking about Big Blue?
Talking about me having a Digivice.
Hey, Big Blue's the old OG. He was holding me when I was literally out the womb. Fresh out the womb, man.
Oh, wow.
Put some respect on Big Blue, man.
Okay. All right.
To answer Kardiac's question, I don't know any shows that I think would still hold up.
How about wouldn't?
Or wouldn't?
Yeah.
Gundam's holding up. Right?
Why is Gundam?
Which Gundam? Like the OG Gundam?
Can you put them all under the same umbrella?
No.
Seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, drink your water.
Bitch.
If I gotta go with something, especially with us talking about like slower build-ups earlier of anime, like a Monster and stuff. But I didn't watch Monster when I was young. It still don't hold up because that shit's slow as hell.
What?
No, I got one. That's no one's gonna like.
Capitron.
That I don't think would hold up if it came out today.
What?
Evangelion.
I believe that because it has too much.
Evangelion would not hold up.
It'd get canceled. In
they
the first
would
week.
bury that shit.
It's too abstract. It's too
it's too
like pulling ideas
abstract.
and trying to put them together.
Evangelion would do as great as Sunny Boy did. Like Sunny Boy is basically the modern day Evangelion. You can't change your mind. Like
Ooh, I have one. One that I don't think would last today. Funny enough, I don't think Black Lagoon would last today.
Ooh, I was
Really?
thinking that.
Yeah,
I
no.
was thinking
Really?
that.
Because I think that too many people. There's a we've talked about it. With people chastising and bashing shows that don't aim to further develop characters. Like they have no interest in like, oh, why is this character overpowered, or why is this character cool? Them just being cool, them just doing explosions, them just shooting, that's not enough. And granted, like Remy has that, like that happens in the story, but I don't think it's at overt enough, and I don't think that the show focuses enough on it enough for it to still escape that chastise. Like we sat here for like 2 pods and chastised Ninja Kamui for not giving us like any deeper motivations or whatever. It don't give a single fuck about that shit. And like for half of Black Lagoon, it doesn't either. So I don't think it would last.
But
I don't know, because as somebody, right? Because Black Lagoon was one of the animes that was out when like I was watching anime, but I never watched it. So my first time watching Black Lagoon was last year.
You never seen
So I recently finished Black Lagoon last year, and maybe it's because I'm used to older, not older, but like early 2000s anime in that sense. But I don't know. I feel like it would still hold up via how rare
Dynamic
it is,
characters
like
are.
how not give a fuck. Like I don't know how to describe Black Lagoon's vibe. Like it's such a balls to the walls type anime. Unapologetically like savage.
Yeah.
I think that would make Black Lagoon stand out if Black Lagoon came out today. Unapologetically savage. And Revy's hot. So
where's Archie with the women takes again?
Oh
What's it
my
called?
god.
She
I don't even have
kind of
time.
has the same like character design as what's her name from Gurren Lagann?
Oh.
Yoko?
Fuck, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. If you put them back, hold on. If you put them next to each other, aren't they like the same?
I mean,
person?
if you're saying they just have a slender build and big titties, I guess. Like I agree.
I think it's
Nah,
the
because
short.
I wouldn't.
I think it's the
Yeah,
shorts.
they have the same
It's the
style.
shorts.
I'd have
They
to
kind of have
look
the
that
same
book up.
attitude.
Definitely.
But
Not
I think
really,
I think
actually.
that's why Black Lagoon would kind of it wouldn't. I think it would still stay kind of same relevant as it was, or as it currently is.
I have one. What about Beyblade? What do you think about Beyblade? Would it still hold up?
I think that a
I've
lot
never-
of those series that like capitalize off of like having
Bakugan.
subsequent toy sales, I
Products,
just
yeah.
don't think that kids fall for the same marketing when it comes to toys just don't work no more. That's why like
Everybody's
stuff
on
like
screens
Disney
right now.
Infinity died. That's why stuff like Skylanders died, because kids just didn't
Oh my
care
God,
about
yeah.
those toys.
I remember
anymore.
Skylanders.
I knew a kid that had like almost every single Skylanders figurine out there, and I played it one time thanks to him, and I thought that shit was fun as hell. Like being able to switch characters mid game was kind of cool, and doing all that. But
The
also, it's
fucking
like
figurines are so expensive.
yeah,
too.
they were fucking
Jesus Christ.
nuts. They were
Yeah,
expensive.
you had to
I
wait
looked
till
at
Christmas
his-
to get those bitches.
I looked at his set and I'm like, this is probably like well over $2,000 staring at me right now. This is insane.
No, you
At the time
you
that
would
it came
hate
out,
my
$2,000
Power
is a
Rangers collection of like Megazords,
Well, that's reasonable,
Morphers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, me and my brother used to have Skylanders. My dad bought it for my brother. The shit did not last like a year.
Well,
What were
hold
y'all
on,
doing?
because also, what about
He would either
Bakugan?
break them or we'd fucking lose them. Bakugan, I had Bakugan toys, but I wouldn't think it would hold up.
You don't think so? I thought it would. I think it'd hold up.
I have a whole Bakugan collection.
Yeah.
I have a Beyblade Stadium, but I was lacking when it came to Bakugan. I'm not gonna lie.
I got like 32 of them bitches. I'm not gonna hold
Jesus.
you.
I think the only time I got Bakugan is when McDonald's did like that deal with them. Like, all right, you get a Happy Meal, you get a fucking Bakugan. I was
I
like,
almost,
fuck
I
it,
almost
guess.
confused the word Byakugan with Bakugan. I was like, shit.
Bakugan was my way out of. Bakugan was the last collecting I did, because it was Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I stuck on Yu-Gi-Oh for like a long. Well, no, actually, I'm lying to you. First, it was Pokemon. Pokemon was first everything. First Pokemon took my virginity, and then it was Yu-Gi-Oh, and then Bakugan.
I'd be careful saying that.
Ass Ketchum.
Bestiality, I see.
Oh,
Dark days. But
I had a
You work
hot
through
take.
Whoa.
Oh my
Yo.
I had a hot take the other day in the Discord.
River,
on the question
bro,
of the day.
don't do that face, River. I'm sorry.
Um,
River's like, what the fuck's going
I
on?
think the question was, "What's a hot take that you have?" And I was like, everybody reading this would clap the. Let me see if I can find it.
Whoa.
And there's a reason why I'm bringing this up right after we're talking about Pokemon.
River's like giving you a king's
He's like, watch what you say.
Wait, he's eating the
Watch what you
pretzels.
He's like,
I said, "Quote: Everyone reading this would fuck the shit out of a real life Mewtwo, and about 50% would do Lucario too." And I still stand up by that.
Wait, what?
who do you hang out with?
You all.
Was that-
I'm talking about you.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I didn't read that tweet, so
That was a tweet. I thought somebody
No,
texted that in chat. I'm like,
That's
bro,
in the
you're
Discord.
bold
I'll
for
put that in
saying
the
that.
Discord. Bro, Urzi, you heard me,
Our
bro.
Discord?
I didn't stutter.
It ain't me.
What is wrong with you?
That's fact. That's factual.
Hey, River's like a big Pokemon guy. This man is like a Grandmaster Stadium champion person in Pokemon. So like him hearing that is just like.
I mean, but
trashing his
that's your
value.
friends. I get that. But like to most people, they would still smash.
We're not
River, would
friends
you-
anymore,
River-
guys.
River, would you clap Mewtwo? Be honest.
A female
No.
Mewtwo. A female Mewtwo.
No,
You're
RJ, I'm
lying.
sorry.
You're
I don't even. There's not even a female Mewtwo.
lying.
RJ, I'm so sorry.
There's
Please
one
don't-
Mewtwo.
Don't look down.
Of course you'd know that. Of course you'd know that.
You're lying.
there's not a female music.
You're
There's
lying.
one Mewtwo. There's a singular Mewtwo.
Actually, I will promise
true.
anyone watching this, go to the Patreon. One of the next videos on there will be a Pokemon Smasher Pass. I guarantee it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
This
roping
man-
I
you
don't
in.
want to
No
be part of
way.
the pod anymore.
This man came in the chat to say Latina built like Mewtwo is needed. This is
Facts. Facts. Facts.
You guys gotta
L12 out
invite
of
that
fucking
man.
left field says that. That's crazy.
So
You guys
so
gotta
RJ,
invite
we
that
can see you
man
in the next
Archie
pod.
back because I can tell you right now he got a lot of Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. That
That's
might
like-
be a casual
that's like-
takes episode. Just rattling.
That's like if you want
Smasher
to press
Pass
the button.
Pokemon.
Do we want to press the button? That's what that is.
Oh my god.
Anyways, in local news, the director of JJK and Ninja Kamui is accused of copying animations.
Oh my god.
I
Sungu
saw the
Park.
clip of it.
Copying and he stole from Naruto and Soul Eater, and then there are references. I put this in the chat. I put the link in the Twitch chat. It should be like all the way in the top, unless River you pinned it or something.
Paying these. No?
yeah. I can try to pin it.
All right,
Yeah, please pin it so
Pin
I
it against
can-
the wall if you can.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Sungu Park.
I'll just copy it.
The goat. What?
Yeah, and if you look in the
That's
if
so
you look at what they're talking about, if you slide through those images and videos,
Dude,
they
Represent-
actually
oh my
do
God.
a frame-to-frame matchup about the different scenes that they're talking about. There is one, the last one, where they actually overlay each scene. Wait, can you scroll through? Oh no, yeah. There we go.
Oh, perfect. That was.
Look at this. Look at this. Somebody take a look at this. What the hell?
Somebody called the police.
The Soul Eater one is disgusting.
disgusting.
Because that's not only stealing animation, that's choreography as well. It's like
Dude,
Okay, but like,
dude,
no, but this one,
no one cares.
Watch.
Why is that? It looks like a dead Mario to me. That's what that looks like.
okay, but like, is he stealing or is like referencing?
See, but that's the question though, and that's the question I brought to River and my other coworkers here is how far can you
The
take a
fuck?
reference?
Like we have names too.
How far can you take a reference
I
until
don't.
it's considered you're just stealing or copying?
I don't care about a 15-second reference or stolen lines drawn. in a.
You're not the one drawing them.
But I'm saying that, like, I mean,
They're stealing the food right out of their children's mouth.
Also, saying that it's
Give me
stealing.
your fucking.
We have no idea who the animators, like, who the actual names and like background of the animators that are like now at these studios. Who's to say that that isn't people who was working on those anime? Like, and they just might be reusing their techniques or their angles that they have seen over the years.
That's true.
Because now, I mean, I would assume that they're different people just because it's like
Different companies.
Well, I mean, they're being accused by it.
Most animators are freelance. The only animation studio that don't do freelance work is Toei, Ufotable, and Kyoto Animation.
But I say they sign on for an anime production, and it's the same thing with like in the West, where the strikes earlier last year for the film industry and TV shows of like going from theatrical releases for a lot of movies and longer seasons for shows to direct to streaming. You have smaller writer rooms, you have less contracts with the actual studio for multiple projects, and more so just the 12 weeks leading up to the show, and then you're not even on set when the show begins production. You're just part of pre-production. It's the same way with anime. It's freelance work. You come in for the 12 weeks that we're airing this just because we need you to crunch to get it out for broadcasting, and then we're going to have a skeleton crew stay to fix it up for DVD release, and then start to work on the next one. The rest of y'all are out. It's the same thing. So like to think that, number one, these might just not be the same people. Number two, to care about in between frames like this is like crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to highlight Urzi's comment because Urzi basically translated, to sum it up, is saying JJK ripped from Naruto and Bleach was a couple of animation frames.
To act like that's all.
They ripped the whole ass story. So what's a couple of animation frames?
Oh my god.
Urzi's words, not mine. Urzi's words. Urzi 33. You can find him on YouTube.
We'll say B also said, "Come with your own flow." If Kendrick took Lil Baby's flow, people would panic. You create your own movesets and styles, which I honestly kind of agree with, because it's like you can tell that they could have, redone it and kind of like recreated it, right? But you can tell it's like, oh, like take this and just put it there. You can definitely tell there's a clear, exact resemblance. It's almost like they took the initial, before like everything's drawn on to the characters and stuff, like the initial animation, and just literally used that and then did everything after. It's like, because I think different people do a lot of that different things. I mean, some people, I would assume, animate everything at once, but I know there's like different people for each thing. So it could have literally been like someone who does the initial animation took that, sent it to the person who does the other thing, and was like, hey, like, just do this. Now, again, a lot of this is speculation. Kardiac even said it could have been the same people. We don't really know for sure, but I do think it is kind of like, damn, like, what the fuck? I personally don't really think it's too cool to be doing that shit, to be honest. So, I mean, I don't see even why, like, I get the time constraints, but it's just like, I don't see a necessity in doing it. I mean, unless you are referencing it, I guess it's fine. But even to some degree, it's just like, come on, bro, like, just do it.
Yeah. But the question is not whether we care or not. It's just, I would say that, like, again, the question is, how far can you take referencing before it's just considered copying?
And now, I think that could even be a whole pod. If y'all want to see that,
I think one or two in between frames is fine, because even with the whole JJK thing, right? To be like, oh my god, he copied, is like, all right, but these are 3 frames you found out of how many frames in the show?
Thank you.
Like
they're in between frames, and you slowed them down to 0.10. What?
He directed all of season 1. Like, think of all the highlight moments of season 1 and the movie. It's just like,
so then
you found 3 frames out of
it then? Like, who's hating on
because they're bored. Because they're bored.
But
like,
I mean, maybe. And maybe that's what bro's thinking when he's doing it. It's like, oh, they're not even going to notice this. It's fine if I copy it, but does that make it okay? I mean,
because you shouldn't.
Not really.
Because
Stealing is
you've
wrong,
seen
Kardiac.
Naruto.
Doesn't make it okay.
You've seen Naruto. You've seen Ninja Kamui. When you saw this happen in Ninja Kamui, did you give a fuck? Did you even recognize it?
I don't think I watched that far in Ninja Kamui.
Okay, then.
That's tough.
So Kardiac,
Bro,
Kardiac,
I didn't
tell me
make it
this, tell
past
me this.
episode 3 of Ninja Kami. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, RJ.
I didn't make
If
it
I
past
broke
episode
into
3.
your house and stole
You
your
copied my
free
dance
games
moves.
back there,
No, how
and
about
told you
this?
there are others just like it. Would you be okay?
The thing that doesn't make that a 1-to-1 is the fact that art is replicated. If you made a replica of something that I have, I don't care. Like you,
So
you
if
wanted
you-
it.
if
That's
you
fine.
take-
You bought another copy. You
Everything's a
made another
remix.
copy. You 3D printed in a replica.
Okay.
It don't matter.
Okay.
This
So
is
if you
art.
owned,
So
if you
live
own
in
the Mona
Matrix.
Lisa, and someone copied it and put a different Mona Lisa in there that was fake, would you be mad?
Yes.
No,
That's not the Mona Lisa.
no.
No, because
live
if you
in-
try
if
to sell it
first
and
off,
find
if
out
you
it's
go-
worth $10 instead of 3 million.
If
or
you
whatever the
go
fuck.
in a museum right now and you go look at the Mona Lisa or Starry Night or the Screaming Woman on the bridge or whatever, those are replicas. All our lives, if you've ever seen art in person, you've seen replicas. You haven't seen real art. So now because
Yeah, but they not using that,
you're
like-
seeing in 0.10 speed.
But they're not trying to pass it as their own work.
I don't think this
Is
is
a replica
inherently
supposed to be passed as your own work?
This isn't being
I
passed
don't know if he
as
was
their
trying-
own work.
Like, I don't know if he was trying to pass that as his own work though. Like,
Park didn't come out and say that we did everything in this anime from scratch. He actually didn't say anything, and if he did, we don't know it because we don't know Japanese. He did.
I mean, hey, let us know in the comments. Maybe y'all can show us some. But
My name is Japanese.
type shit.
Facts.
But anyways, I mean, let us know if y'all want a whole pod on that. We could even throw in the stories, just copying the stories, kind of crazy too. But Ichiban, was there some other information you told us earlier? I don't think we got to hit on this enough, so I just wanted to bring it back.
Oh, yes, I do, River. I do have some other information that you didn't tell us earlier.
Mhm.
oh my god, that's accurate
freaking-
as fuck.
You freaking loser. Get out of here. All right, so look, this also came across my desk. My desk is right here, so it just came across.
Type shit.
New Berserk anime that won't be 3D, CGI, or censored released a new trailer.
Oh
and
shit,
I
that's
didn't put
the.
that. Yeah, well, which one were you talking about?
I was talking about Hunter x Hunter, but we could talk about Berserk.
Bro, we're not
There's
going
that
to
one.
talk about it.
But that anime airs summer of 2025, so that's like a whole year.
Can we see a clip?
Yeah, let me send it right now.
Why you do that face? Can I see a clip?
Yeah, it's by the Studio Eclipse. I've known about them for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, they might be the same people that did the Berserk motion manga on YouTube. I think that's them. I think it's still them.
All right, let's
Berserk
see.
the
Let's
Black
see.
Swordsman
Let's see what
by
they're cooking.
Studio Eclipse.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's them.
Let's see a quick clip. See how it's looking.
Stupid.
It looks okay.
Actually,
That's what I was gonna say. It looks.
Is there sound? I didn't.
This is
No.
okay. I mean, it's still early in production, possibly too. So summer 2021.
It's all right.
Oh no, it's been in production for years. Mask did a whole video with them. If you go on his
Oh
channel,
word! Oh shit! Okay.
yeah,
It doesn't
Or
look
I
too
guess-
bad.
or maybe on their channel. Either way, Mask did a video with them.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. It's not bad.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
that's Berserk.
That's gonna give me-
Oh
That's
Are we about
nightmares,
to
right?
get banned?
my god.
Oh, there goes our freaking
No.
account.
I don't think so. Now we're good.
Now, if they do actually
Everyone-
have the Eclipse in
everyone,
here,
shh.
we will get banned.
Everyone,
we
shh.
will.
Be quiet.
We will.
Anyways, I think it looks decent. I mean, considering how the Berserk 2016 looked, we need something better than that. But I don't know if it's going to be the answer that Berserk needs necessarily. Like the one that's going to shoot it out into the mainstream and shit.
Whoa.
Not that it would be in the mainstream. but,
It's Berserk. You know.
Yeah, and then this is the last thing that I have. That's what you were talking about, River. Because River loves Hunter x Hunter.
Oh my god.
Hunter x Hunter is coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, the manga is back. The anime will be back soon. Y'all have been sleeping on Hunter x Hunter for too long. Kardiac doesn't believe, but we believe. We made a spirit bomb. We're making a spirit bomb. We believe. Our energy is together. Hunter x Hunter is coming back. Ladies and gentlemen.
You want to know?
It's not coming back.
Yeah, so eight. It says 8 new chapters have already been prepared.
Yeah, you want to know the funniest thing about every time Hunter x Hunter comes back is everyone's just like, Hunter x Hunter's coming back. 90% of them motherfuckers
don't read.
You can quote me on this. Don't read the manga.
He's one of
90%.
No, it's not that.
90% of them don't even read the manga. They haven't even read the, I think, 50 something chapters that you can read.
But we're one step closer to the anime coming back. Come on. No. We believe it.
I can tell you right now.
If I have to animate it myself.
Madhouse is not going to pick Hunter x Hunter back up until
it's done.
He closes the book on it.
And he's not going to finish.
Look.
He could.
I don't know about him not going to finish, but they're not going to. The anime is not coming back till Hunter x Hunter's done.
But at that point, it will come back. Do y'all believe it will come back when it's done?
No.
Because
I don't think it's gonna be done.
I think
the thing is, Hunter x Hunter motherfuckers are little.
How old is Tagashi? Tagashi is how old with the health conditions he has?
Here's my question to you: If they finish if the manga is finished, will they do it? I think they will. Right? They'll reanimate it.
I just
2055, baby. Come on.
Now, will Madhouse animate it? Probably not.
Will another studio pick
anybody animate it?
Will another studio pick it up? Hunter x Hunter 1,000-year blood war type shit.
I would say, will another studio pick it up? Definitely.
So you telling me I gotta wait 10 years for another episode?
There's so
well,
many.
According to Urzi's calculations, it might be 30, but
there's so many great anime out there, so many great manga out there to read. Y'all gotta give up on this shit, man.
I will not. You will not. But besides the point, I found someone's ranking of anime that we may not believe in. Rank their top 4 favorite anime. Let's rank them then. I guess Black Clover, Bleach, JoJo's, and Attack on Titan.
Ew.
What is this list?
That's someone's top 4?
Yeah.
What is this list?
Wait. Say it again.
Black Clover, Bleach, JoJo's, and Attack on Titan.
Ew.
Whose top 4 is
this? It's Michael.
That Looney Tune
Michael
ass top 4.
On Twitter, man.
Shout out to Michael.
Mike.
So,
gross.
Attack on Titan -- 1.
Yeah.
Well, Black Clover #4, last one.
Yeah, we like those. We like those.
What is the other ones? Bleach and what else?
Yeah, Bleach and
JoJo's.
JoJo's. Bleach 2, JoJo's 3.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna copy and paste RJ's same list. I agree.
You could sue him right now for saying that.
Just
call me the JJK animators.
Just as a preface, I haven't. Just as a preface, I've only seen up to part 2 of JoJo's, but through there,
same.
Number 1, Attack on Titan. Number 2, Black Clover. Number 3, Bleach, and number 4, JoJo's.
Smoking.
Yeah.
To put Black Clover above any of them is smoking.
I agree with Kardiac.
JoJo's part 1 clears Black Clover.
I'm gonna switch Bleach to 4 and JoJo's to 3.
Interesting.
Why is Black Clover so high? What are y'all on?
Mr. Game Passer, what do you think?
RJ, I'm not getting into this with you. It's
AOT, Bleach, Black Clover, and then JoJo's at the end.
The future is now, old man.
God,
I don't know about all that, man. Black Clover.
I don't want to hear from you. You didn't. You don't watch it.
You didn't even get to the part that I told you it takes off at. And you're like, oh yeah, Oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm almost
Garbage.
there.
You
Absolutely garbage series.
you at
That is
home.
not a garbage series.
You
Do you
at
have something
home.
against short people? That's what it is.
Mm.
Like River does.
It's the
I
second
mean,
coming
no
of Fairy
comment.
Tale.
But anyways, man.
No.
It's the second coming of Fairy Tale.
Please don't say that.
The second coming of Fairy
You
Tale.
at
That's what it
home.
was.
You at home. If you don't agree with our takes, we want to hear yours. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear what your takes are. So if you're seeing this, drop your top 5 anime in the comments below because we want to see them. I don't think you have good taste. What do you guys think? Do you think they have good taste?
Yeah, that's our audience.
I've read the
I
comments.
think they have good taste. I don't think you have good taste.
Bro, this is oh my
I've read your
gosh.
comments.
Now
I've
you
seen
can
your
prove me
stupid
wrong.
opinions. Prove me wrong.
Chat, y'all don't got it. Y'all don't got it like that. Y'all don't got a good top 5. I don't believe it till I see it. RJ, what do you think? Do they got a good top 5?
I think they got a decent top 5, better than whatever we just ranked. But the bar, I mean, with that, the bar is low.
Yeah.
The Barrinos.
All right, though. Okay, so that should be that ranking short done. So we got that done finally. Shout out to TK. But anyways, man, I guess that brings us to the sad part of the bar. We gotta go, Chad.
I'm probably going.
RJ, just fake cry.
I'm sorry.
Don't fake cry for
I
him.
don't want to go, but we gotta go.
I'm
We
sorry
love you
to
guys
see
so
y'all
much,
go.
man. Join the Patreon if you want to get more content. Join the Discord if you want to talk to us, and let us know your hot takes below, man.
Thank
Your
you to
top 5
RJ.
anime as well.
Thank you, RJ.
Thank you to RJ for coming. Check out Honorized YouTube channel. Peak content over there. Link in the title. Link in the description. That shit fire,
Thank you,
man.
thank you.
Shout out to Richard Jefferson, man. What a god, man.
Oh my God, that is not what RJ stands for. That's not what RJ stands for.
Anyways, man, we love you guys, man. And flow out. Peace.
Bye.
Was I supposed to cry?